Now, how's this for a really staggering number? More than 22 million Social Security numbers have been hacked. China is believed to be behind it all, and there are now calls for Congress, in Congress, for Catherine Archuleta, the head of the agency that was hacked, to resign. But right now, she's not going anywhere, so we want to go right now to Congressman Steve Scalise, and he joins us from Capitol Hill. And Congressman, we've seen this before, where a lot of mistakes have been made by a lot of people in the administration. Very few of them resigned. Most of them are reassigned. But in this particular case, you're saying this person must actually move out of the way, resign.
Well, you're right, Charles, and this has been a hallmark of the Obama administration. You've had total, complete incompetence followed by a lack of accountability. Nobody's ever held accountable when things go wrong. And here's the case with Director Archuleta, where back to 2007, we have reports from the Inspector General that said OPM's data was at risk. Their cyber protections were outdated, and the people's personal information was vulnerable, and yet they took no action to protect that information. And now, as we've seen, over 20 million Americans have had their data stolen, and OPM is just sitting back, acting as if maybe it's somebody else's fault, but nobody's taking accountability. And this is a case where the president needs to step in, fire the director, and then go a further step and ensure that the personal information of Americans whose data has been stolen is going to be protected.
Congressman Scalise, you're right. 22.1 million Americans affected, a large block of our nation. What sort of steps would the president or could a new head of OPM actually put in place? How do we retroactively protect all of these Social Security numbers that probably in the hand of the Chinese right now?
Well, I think a lot more candor from the administration would be a real good place to start. Again, President Obama said he'd be the most transparent president ever, and then when they have hearings before Congress, they literally stonewall. They lowballed the numbers early off. It was only a few million they said it was, and now it's over 20. Who knows how many people's data has been at risk because of their incompetence. But, Charles, I go back to the Inspector General reports within the Obama administration back to 2007, where they said they weren't even following basic protocols to protect important data. I think in one of the hearings, Director Archuleta said that they shouldn't even, what's the point of encrypting data because it could still be stolen? Well, that's one of the basic things you do, especially with things like Social Security numbers, is you encrypt the data, but you put up firewalls. There are a whole lot of good protocols you can put in place that they didn't do, and they were warned to do back to 2007. That's gross incompetence, and it's led to this breach of millions of Americans.
It's absolutely on the pill. It's appalling, and I don't know that the American public understand the risk or the depths of just how bad this is. Congressman, thank you very much. We really appreciate your time this morning.
Great to be with you, Charles.